Toastmasters and guests. So I'm going to tell you a story about how essentially I've ended up doing every job I've ever dreamt of doing since I was a little boy. So it's a bit like a Forrest Gump story, but just a budget version. So start from the beginning. I'm from Congo, which is in Africa. So English wasn't my first language. English wasn't even my second language. My first language is a language called Lingala. And I'm assuming at least a couple of you haven't heard Lingala spoken before. So here's my gift to you. Bote, Kombo nanga ezali Sammy, nazali mwana Congo. My second language, as those of you who know your African history, African politics might have guessed, is French, which might come as a surprise to some of the French people in this room that I've conversed with in English. But yeah, so la France, le Congo, c'est un pays francophone. Alors quand j'étais petit, j'ai appris à parler français. Mais maintenant, c'est pas aussi bien qu'avant. Well, so that was, that's actually got nothing to do with my story that I'm going to tell. But I thought I'd mention that for the grammarian's point of view, because that's really my excuse for mispronouncing words. An actual essential part to the story, if we get started, is the fact that I've never known my father, never got to know my father. So when I was little, somebody told me that he was a lawyer, a defense lawyer, and I sort of took this to heart. So my first dream job was to be like the father I'd never met and be a lawyer. And then as well as wanting to be a lawyer when I was younger, I'd also thought about being a movie director, being a professional footballer, and being a personal trainer. So those were my four jobs that I was dreaming of doing when I was younger. So defense lawyer, like my dad, movie director, professional footballer, and personal trainer. So when it came to choosing a university to go to, obviously there's a bit of a choice there, but luckily someone told me that to be a great lawyer, you have to live a little bit, so don't go and study law straight away, have a life, and then come. So I could put that to the side and try and focus on the other three. So I chose to do sports and exercise science with media and cultural studies to try and cover as many bases as possible. But when I got to uni, as is with many impressionable adolescent males, I got a little bit distracted, and I discovered alcohol, which led to me discovering that I'm a bit of a party animal. So I partied pretty hard, but in terms of my football, I actually ended up playing football for a team for the first time, only an amateur team, and I discovered that I was pretty poor at football. Like, I'm not very good at all. But I still got to play because although I'm not very good, I worked hard and I was able to motivate those around me, so I got them to play better. So I quickly became the captain of the team I played for. So partied hard, played hard. Obviously I still thought to myself, I've got these careers I have to do, so I had to study hard as well. I come from a pretty, well, let's say not affluent background, so all that partying, someone had to pay for it. So I had to work 2 jobs while I was at uni, so I had to work hard in that sense as well. And what that led to, as you could imagine, was a few pitfalls if you're doing all that stuff. And so anything that you can imagine would go wrong with a young man at university living away from home went wrong. But that put me in a unique position to have experiences that a lot of students wouldn't have had. And what that led to was me, towards the end of my studies, going for a job as Vice President of Education and Welfare in a students' union. And that job is about helping students with problems. And my campaign slogan, because you have to campaign, was I've basically been through every problem you can imagine. So elect me, even the worst student there is, elect me. And they listened, they elected me, and plus I partied hard, so people voted for me because they knew me from the crazy guy who's always drunk. So I did that job for a year, helping students with their various problems. Moved on to a similar job once I graduated in a local college, working with teenagers and helping them with a similar sort of things. But I also did student activities, so encouraging them to do volunteering and extracurricular stuff and building up their skills, building up their confidence, having something to put on their CV. Talking to students like that sort of does something to you, and I had to start living up to those things I was telling them. You can't keep telling people to get bigger if you're not going to do it yourself. So I decided to move to London and sort of expand my career. So I now work at LBS, doing a similar job, helping people and so forth, with MBAs, helping them organise events and work on their personal development. And my future goal is to work as a coach, so working with execs and helping top execs fulfill their potential and so forth. So I guess you're thinking, well, what's that got to do with those 4 jobs that you mentioned in terms of being a defense lawyer, being a movie director, and being a football player and a personal trainer? a couple of weeks back, I was having a conversation about what we wanted to be when we were younger, and it came up that, and then I thought to myself, actually, being a defence lawyer and being a personal trainer is about helping people. That's essentially what you do. So I'm thinking, I do that all the time. I help people. And also, being a movie director, all you're doing is helping a certain set of people called actors be better. So essentially, my dream all along was to help people. Those other things were just stuff around the side. Helping people was actually what my calling was, what my dream was. And even when you think about football, I was useless at football. So it wasn't about how good I was, it's about how good I made the people around me. And that's how I managed to do every career that I've always dreamed of. Because all I've always dreamed of is to help people, and that's what I continue to do. And I would argue that the same goes for everyone in this room. Regardless of what you do now, how much you get paid, or whether you get paid to do it at all, the opportunities to help people all around us. Whether you're Beyonce, or you're Cristiano Ronaldo, or you're little Sammy from Congo, the opportunities to help people are all around us, and the opportunity to fulfill your dreams are there every day. So it doesn't have to be grand. Just gotta go out there and do it.